Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich Poland. Let us continue on from where we last left off. So, currently a negative 82 political power, which is very, very nice. We're about a little bit less than a year away from the election, which I think is March of 38? May of 38. So, just about one more year until we can have our election. Right now, it looks like it is favored for us, mostly because the Nationals are siding with our government. And that, hopefully, is good, and they won't coup us. I don't think they will. If they do, we might have some issues. Complete just the second 4-year plan. More factories than 50. Right now we have 17. You want 50 and... Okay. I guess you give me some factories here, building slots, population modifiers. You all aren't really like that great for us, to be quite honest. The end of the investigation. The largest criminal investigation in Polish history has ended with little in terms of actual convictions. Some of the most egregious cases of corruption revealed by the Krakow papers were handled quickly, but the investigation were found wanting. Due to a lack of solid evidence, only relatively few arrests were made. It is hoped that through mercy of the scandal, the opposition will deflate and the social polarization of our nation will tamper. So we add in active undergrounds. We're already getting a so are we getting like a more support? We're getting 0.2 as well as 0.1. It's very cool. Excellent. So we didn't actually even solve any of the issues of Poland. So the whole investigation was kind of a waste for us here. Which is sad, yes. But it could be worse. Fresh off the press and already in circulation among prominent military circles is Ashtok Panzer, a book on a new form of warfare written by Heinz Gudrun. Gudrun, a prominent officer of the Kaiser's army, has been in Poland for the last few years as a military attaché to the Polish king's forces, although some speculate the oppression is here purely due to disagreements with the German army command. Radical in its conception, the book has attracted controversy amongst conservative military theorists and those who believe Gudrun's theory will dominate the future of warfare. Indeed, the Polish military has already embraced Gudrun's idea to create their very own armored division, with Gudrun supervising its development and their exercises in the field. The book focuses on the increased motorization of the armed forces, embracing the concentrated use of tanks, while also adopting a union of aerial and land coordination by infantry and close air support. Gudrun argues against the use of cavalry due to the effectiveness of the machine gun, and instead pushes for modern cavalry to be of the mechanized infantry. Furthermore, Gudrun focuses on the bitter attrition that plagued the Wildkrieg and offers a further adoption and integration of tanks in the armed forces to break through the stalemate of attrition. Gudrun analyzes the armored force of his own country, but he also surveys the tank program of Russia, the Commune of France, and the Union of Britain, listing their strengths as well as their shortcomings. As tensions flare across the European continent once more and the threat of the Second Wildkrieg more possible by the day, many wonder if Gudrun's theory will have a chance to prove itself. So you get a little bit of a bonus for mobile warfare here. I mean, we already took one of these though, right? We won a superior firepower. I guess we could go to mobile warfare. We'll just take the little bit of the sunk cost. Because I bet you we might have a you're just for land doctrine. You're 2 free tank divisions. That's quite interesting for us. Maybe we'll switch over then, or we just don't. And we just kind of keep on the path that we got going on right now. So the Tsar has been restored in Russia. That's okay. I don't think we need to really worry about that too much. Again, like what Russia does is kind of irrelevant for our purposes here. You're almost ready to go. Do you give me any factories? You give me 1 civilian, and that's nice. Because again, apparently I need 50 in 4 years' time. Are we even building anything? We have 4 factories right now in civilian. So the answer is not really. Infrastructure factory will put plus 80% for a few days. Political power plus 150. I don't think we really need that, to be quite honest with you. We got any military? I mean, we have military factories. Military factories do count towards factories for this purpose. So I guess we'll kind of look at that as well. Textile like you only give me like 1 factory. Which is nice and all that, but it's not game changing for us. Which is kind of what I needed to be. Okay, so we'll get subsidized Polish companies. We're going to be removing penalties for Black Monday soon. Right now, Austria and Germany don't really actually have any control over the Polish economy. Big plus for us there. I'll definitely take it. We're almost actually at 100%. I don't know if we'll be able to get to 100%, but I would not mind it. And we're 35% popular, which I'm pretty happy with. A pretender arises. Today, a rather unexpected and dangerous guest to our king has arrived in Warsaw from America. The man was quick to introduce himself as a local newspaper as none other than Padler Slutzer Piotr Radecki, self-proclaimed Duke of Poland and the Oderbrights, and claiming to the throne of Poland. There are some residents who welcome and cheer for him, with some even saying that he should be their king instead of some foreign Schkop? The Duke is claimed to be recognized by the Austrians as the individual ruler in 1908, and declared that he will stay in Warsaw's top hotel and wait for his crown. He also announced the creation of many aid funds to help neighboring rural areas with their poverty and other problems, as a good king should do. Okay. I'm assuming that's just a little bit of flavor, and there's no way that they will, they would never... He wouldn't try to cue our government, right? That doesn't seem very likely. Especially, I'm pretty sure the Austrian path is the Republican path, if I'm not mistaken. I guess maybe the Republican path can go Reichspakt or Austria, but the Austrians really seem to be pushing Republican influence in the country. Land doctrines. I mean, 2 free tanks would be nice. For you, we need to expand the electrical grid, so I guess we'll get that going now as well. It's almost 38. You know what? I will take a research on that. And with our 1 extra military factory, I guess we should probably be producing a handful of tanks, seeing as apparently Polish military doctrine is actually very in favor of tanks here. How's Hungary doing? Honestly, not too bad. Current wars. Let's look at the Hungarian War, which is one of you. There it is. So we're about halfway dead. 70,000 casualties. Honestly, it's not a huge deal. The Count meets the King. Today, the King dined with Mauricy Zamoyski, the 15th Aldred of Zamość. As one of the richer landowners in Poland, Zamoyski is a well-known figure in Polish politics and already a member of the Geinrat. He's been a loud spokesman for Polish aristocracy in cooperation with the National Democrats, and as of late, Zamoyski has made considerable attempts to sway in the King's favor. Zamoyski's colorful stories of his adventures and duels in his youth have given him a reputation as an adventurer in the court. His openly nationalistic tone and shared past with the Roman Domecki has made him many enemies among the King's advisors, who would rather see him fail. But Augustus IV himself is impressed with his charisma. We can strengthen the nationalist. 18% political power gains, not bad. He cannot be removed. So are you replacing... Are you replacing this guy? It says he can't be removed, so I'm assuming... Who are you? Right now, you're 10% stability. I mean, I can't really afford to lose that. No, you're you. Colonies of monarchies in the Privy Council. 18% political power gain. A little bit more support for the monarchy and a little bit more support for the nationalist. I'm going to allow him in. Maybe this is a mistake, but again, like I said at the very beginning of this entire series, is that there's not really a set plan. If for whatever reason the nationalists coup our government and then that's where we end up, that's where we end up. I would like to try to remain pro-Germany, but if things go off course, not too much I can really do about that. I mean, I guess I could have done things in the past, but Venice been annexed, not a huge surprise. Austria was not able to secure Venetian independence like we were able to in our Danubia run. I mean, mostly because they can't defeat the Hungarians very quickly. The nobleman's Russian contacts. This comes to our attention that a particular high member of the Silesia has been engulfed in scandal. It was revealed that he has been leaking highly confidential documents belonging to the royal administration to his mistress, who is suspected of being a Russian agent. The nobleman himself has been detained and will stand trial for his actions against the kingdom, but there's no knowing how much information he managed to share with the Russian succubus. The woman herself is nowhere to be found and is suspected to have fled the country when his criminal dalliance was discovered. We immediately lose some popularity. I'm assuming having the popular monarchy being below the popularity of the nationalists is bad for our for our government here. So if we can avoid that, I would be happy with it. We're getting like we 1 civilian factory, 2 civilian factories, military factories. I'm guessing we kind of need to get all of this stuff done quickly in order to not fail our 4-year plan. You're at 1 and 1. If we manage to get you both down to 0, does that remove these modifiers? Can you actually go down to 0? My guess is actually no, that you can't. We can renegotiate you after the election. Probably want to get that done. Get the political power to try to fix Black Monday a little bit more. The last of the swords. Everybody knows that dashing officers or noblemen's full attire requires a proper sword. And there's no better sword than the Ludowaskwaka. Many Poles would say. Technically known as the Slasa WZ-34, this truly modern cavalry saber is the product of the brightest mind and smiths in Poland. Having been described as a perfect weapon, well balanced, and uncommonly too easy to cut with. Every produced Sabla WZ-34 has been able to pierce 2 millimeters of steel sheath and cut multiple steel bars of 5 millimeter diameter without damaging the blade. These swords become very fashionable amongst Prussian aristocracy, having spread from the Polish court and military. The demand for the swords has boomed, both because of the faction and because of the major expansion of the Polish army has done in the last year. Orders have been increased to the extent it's now planned to increase production of these swords. And it must be done carefully, ever, as any drop in quality would be a sad fate. Negative 50 political power for one military factory. Honestly, that is worth it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's 100% that's worth it. Even though we're still going to be, I mean, we're getting +1 per day. It's not so bad. Let's see if we can maybe produce some close air support for right now. We need fighters, I mean tactical bombers, because of course we do. I think for now we're okay. Argentina, okay, so there's a war in South America. What are these divisions? 18 combat with, if I was to throw artillery in here, you would be completely fine with this. So yeah, throw those guys in there. Cavalry, could support this as well. Boom, get that done. And Pretender Falls. The claims that our royal guests have only grown during his stay in Warsaw. Duke Powell is now claiming to be the descendant of the medieval King Boleslaw II of the Bold. Initially, there was some excitement around the claimant, mainly because of his generous aid programs and funding of many children organizations. The High Society of Warsaw has been especially interested in him, to the great annoyance of the royal government. Fortunately, his sham did not run very long. It started with an affair concerning his aid fund, which all turned out to be an elaborate scheme, where all the donations went to the extravagantly living Duke himself. Even his claims about his birth are not true. It turns out he was born in Germany. Furious mobs devastated the aid centers, and its self-proclaimed king had to flee Poland. Well, I mean, look, everything works himself in the end. Very happy with those results. Do we want to support Austria against the Hungarians? Would a strong Hungary actually benefit us? I think it's quite possible, because I know Hungary joins the Reichspakt no matter what. And then Austria will probably get annexed into Germany. That actually probably would work out pretty well for us. But for now, we'll just kind of leave things as they are. Radicalization amongst the workers. It's often said that poverty and hunger breed unrest. And there are plenty of these issues among the poor working class of the Polish industrial centers. It is proven to be an apt breeding ground for all kinds of socialists, syndicalists, and communists, ready to listen to the false gospel of liberation preached by the PPS and the French. There's always some kind of nonconformist, but we could limit the amount of radicalization with some just of goodwill towards the workers, which could perhaps make a less radical ones ready to listen. To take a stability hit. I mean, what are they at right now? 19%. You know what? If we boost them up, it should actually bring the nationalists down a little bit. This actually, I think, does benefit us. Because again, I think the nationalists being too powerful will have consequences. I do need to boost our popularity a little bit more. We'll get there, right? We'll get there in the end. Use civilian factories. Construction people's 10%. 8 steel. No, we definitely have to go for you next. And the death of Dalbor. Today, the old General Jose Dalbor Budinsky died in a hospital with a terrible heart disease. An ally of the Regency Council from the start. He's been a staunch ally of the crown during these past few years, always speaking for the independence and strength of the Polish army. In an address given by Crown Prince Alexander, he was posthumously awarded the State Decoration of the Order of the White Eagle. Despite his criticism towards Puupi, both of the men of the king and his senators can agree that the general was a nationalist who did the best he could for his nation. Now the general staff has avoided needing a new appointment. There are 3 leading candidates to push towards the court. However, with such a high position and dire importance for military affairs, this should not be chosen lightly. So, okay, we have a new chief of the army. Retire. Is it you? You're okay. So you're gonna die here. We got Leon. Are you Leon? No. Who's Leon? Joseph Holler. It's you. You're 2212. You're not even actually any good. Our other field marshals are 4353. You're just better. Actually, no, you're not. You're not a field marshal. I am mistaken. That's completely my bad. So actually, we do need a field marshal. So you know, yeah, promote him. And also, yeah, don't boost the nationalists, please and thank you. I don't give them more power. They got too much power already in Poland. But I do think that at least for right now, this is going to be a good time for us to end off for today. So thank you for watching. My name is Anthem. If you enjoyed, run a thumbs up. Not enjoyed, click some down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.